I could set you free, show you what this world could really be. Here with me, I could set you free of the pain and misery and let you be. Here with me, I could set you free. I could set you free. I could set you free, show you what this world can really be. Here with me, I could set you free of the pain and misery and let you be. Here with me, show you what this world can really be. Here with me, I could set you free of the pain and misery and let you be. Here with me, I could set you free. I could set you free. I could set you free, show you what this world can really be. Here with me, I could set you free of the pain and misery and let you be. Here with me, I could set you free. Set the world on fire, fire.
Hello. Mic check 1 2.
Set the world on fire, fire.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. This is KIDM the man bringing you all another live stream review. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Morph Chun-Li Blazing Phoenix Ranger, the final Street Fighter collaboration figure that we have been getting or that we have gotten from Hasbro themselves. Now, this is a very different time slot. It's much more different than how I would usually do a live stream, which for me is on a Friday night, and today it will be a Saturday afternoon, like around 12 p.m. So if any one of you catching up with the stream, or if any one of you in the chat who are watching this stream right now, let me know what time you are actually watching it from. So yeah, today this is what we're going to be taking a look at. Let me just remove the background of this. And there you go. This is the Chun-Li Ranger, or that's what we call her. Uh, how do you say? That's what we actually call her in the video game itself of the Power Rangers Legacy Wars video game. So, I guess without further ado, we all should be able to begin. So first things first, if you guys see my community channel, what I actually had so far, or what I actually got last week, was the In Space Silver Ranger and his particular bike. This week I've also gotten two other new figures, which is the Snizzard Monster Deluxe figure, and let me tell you, that was really quite expensive. Not only that, even the Chun-Li Ranger was also considered expensive. So a lot of things are getting even more expensive, which is, kind of a type of bummer. It's really kind of painful on my particular wallet itself, but not to worry, which is why we are all doing these particular live stream reviews. If I do have any kind of extra time, or in the event if anyone were to volunteer to, let's say, do any kind of editing work for me to help me, make a short form of these live stream reviews, that would be great. Just let me know itself. So I guess without further ado, and I think since how do you call it, since it is a Saturday afternoon, the locals in Malaysia are most likely out doing something. I will be doing something later on in the evening. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. So I guess without further ado, let's all begin. So anyone who is overseas, you're probably out on a Friday night, which is still okay. Anyone else who is still here, or anyone else who is watching, thank you and welcome for joining in on today's stream. So this is the Chun-Li Ranger. So just to give you a little bit of a brief history, the Chun-Li Ranger was actually, how do you say, released or debuted in the Legacy Wars video game. So one funny thing to let you all know, in case you all didn't know, is that certain parts of Asia did not actually have access to these Street Fighter characters in the Legacy Wars video game, which is why if any one of you who follows me for the Legacy Wars video game, that basically explains why I don't have videos of them, or I don't have any particular guides of them. So yeah, this one here is the side of the box, a nice particular art for the Chun-Li Ranger, or the Blazing Phoenix. Here, right over here, we got the back of the box, basically showing you what the figure would look like, as well as what we will be getting from the figure itself. So, of course, as usual, when I was at my dealer's place, I went to go check out what was inside of the box, just to make sure that I'm not missing any pieces. And I'm basically quite glad that I actually did not miss out on any particular accessories. So yeah, be sure to, always check out what's in your box when you buy it from your particular dealer or your favorite local store. And I guess if you were to order anything online, sorry to say that you don't actually have the ability to really do that checking before you purchase, or checking after you purchase, either one of those things. One thing to let you know about the particular box, sadly enough, the box is a little bit, I think in Bahasa we would call it kemek. or in Bahasa Melayu we would call it gimmick. It's a little bit, distorted. And this was one of the best versions or the best box that I have gotten out of the whole entire set from my dealer. Because unfortunately, these guys, the ones that my dealer got didn't actually come in a sturdy brown box. So that is one of the main downside. But at least, the figures inside are not actually damaged at all. So let's just open this up, and then let's all slide this thing open. Yeah. So yeah. So if you all want to know what the inside of the box originally looked like, the Chun-Li Ranger would have actually been over here, and then all the accessories would be on the right hand side over here. So again, I took it out previously just to make sure that everything was in here. We'll take a look at Chun-Li a little bit later, or maybe we can just take a look at Chun-Li now, and then we can just take a look at the accessories a bit more later. But of course, I'm so glad that I think in the future or next year we won't be getting all of these cardboard boxes anymore. I mean they are considered, how do you say, they really are quite environmentally friendly, but the main downside is that you're not sure what the machines of these particular toy companies are putting into these accessory bags, and not to mention all of the workers. The workers, maybe they might not even bother as to what they are actually putting inside the boxes. So maybe that's why there's quite a lot of people getting duplicates, or maybe not, or getting some missing accessories here and there. I mean, they're all just there to do a job, and of course, if they're not passionate about it, then that's basically what would actually happen. So this one is the Chun-Li Ranger inside this plastic packaging. Let me just remove the accessories to the side for now, and let's just take a look. Yeah, there we go. If we were to take a look at the wrapping paper, the ones that comes with the particular figure is a little bit loose, a little bit more translucent. So if we want to take a look at the design of the wrapping paper, we're going to be taking a look at it when we are going to look at the accessory segment. But here we have it. Here we have her, Chun-Li Ranger. Let me just adjust my particular camera down a little bit more. So yeah, here we have the Chun-Li Ranger, or the Blazing Phoenix Ranger. Let me just try to see if I can stand her up a little bit. Oh no, I think I forgot to check the articulation because the plastic here seems to be a little bit fused. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that a little bit later off stream. But yeah, there we go. The last of the Street Fighter characters that, oddly enough, has gotten a particular dragon shield. So I guess everyone's getting a dragon shield nowadays. So here we go. This is Chun-Li Ranger. This Here we can take a closer look at the particular helmet of the figure itself. I don't think the helmet of the figure is based on or inspired by something unlike the Kami Ranger or the Ken Masters Ranger, mainly because that the how do you call it, the Ryu Ranger and the Chun-Li Ranger, both of them are like considered as original characters, if I'm mentioning that correctly. Hello, Spider Ranger. Welcome, welcome. Long time no see, indeed. You got a real Crimson Hawk in April. Nice, nice, nice. I got all three. I got all four now, and pretty late as compared to the rest of the world. Oh man. Okay, so this one. So as I was saying, yeah, originally designed or created Rangers was the Ryu Ranger and the Chun-Li Ranger. Whereas for Ken and Kami, we can easily assume that Hasbro was the one that made them. So which is why you can see how the helmet really does look exactly the same, or the helmet actually looks similar to maybe like the Pink Ranger's helmet, and of course the Red Ranger helmet. So, which is why this particular helmet mold is really very much appreciated. You get to see how detailed the particular helmet actually is. You still get I think, what do you call it? Like one of the hairbands for Chun-Li is also located here as well, or is also included here as well. For her side buns, I think the hair buns on the side. Yep, this is the particular cloth that covers over it. I am not entirely sure if this is articulated or not. Maybe share a picture I'll just share a picture online later on my Instagram. Feel free to check that out. It's also under KIDM the man. But yeah, this one seems to be glued on pretty much tightly. Same thing goes for the particular horn of the phoenix, or like the, yeah, like some kind of beak of the phoenix itself. It's also pretty much, it's really glued on onto the helmet itself. So that is one thing to take note of. Another thing to take note of is the particular neck. The particular neck of the figure is also using a entirely new type of mold itself. Of course, there will be two dumbbell joints right in between them, and of course, when you rotate it, it will be able to move side to side following the particular neck's movement. When I actually got the figure, I thought my particular neck when I took it out of the box to check it. It actually looked like this, and how do you call it? I thought I got an error particular. I thought I got an error figure, but once I was able to twist the neck around, and then I was sure, or I was much more confident or comfortable that I didn't get any particular errors with regards to this figure. So yeah, so do make sure, or do check out, or ensure that you are getting the correct figure before you actually leave the store with it. Okay, so that one would be for the neck of the figure itself, and now we get to look at the main torso, or the particular dragon shield, or I guess in this case it would be the phoenix shield. Now the phoenix shield is really nicely molded. It's slightly bit painted. As you can see, there is a difference in color between the phoenix as well as the centerpiece itself. I believe this looks more like a metallic pink or a metallic peach-ish type of color. So yeah, so that is one thing to take note of. It's a little bit hard to look at it on the camera itself. I guess it's still also considered a little bit hard to look at in person, but yeah, that is what we actually get. If I were to flip it around and take a look at the back is also nicely detailed, nicely molded as well. Again, you still get a nice paint on the middle chest area, or in this case, the middle back area of the particular Phoenix shield. Yeah, I think I'm just going to call it Phoenix Shield from now on. If I want to see what's actually underneath the particular Phoenix Shield, I guess it's just a solid blue colored plastic. Yeah, just a solid blue color plastic itself. So there is nothing special, or there is no extra paint underneath the Phoenix shield. But with regards to the abs of the particular figure, you do get some kind of paint, and that would be over here. So the painting does continue into the middle torso of the particular action figure over here. So that is something quite nice. One thing I'm actually quite worried about is that due to how it's shiny, or due to how shiny it is, I believe if you keep on pressing it, you might actually accidentally scratch off that particular paint job. So do be careful about that if you actually do have that. Let's see over here. Okay, so I guess we can now move onwards to the arms. Now the arms of the figure is actually quite unique, or is actually quite different. It is the new female arm molds with the double elbow joints, and then you have a bicep swivel over here. But one extra thing that I have noticed is that these Dragon Shield armbands, they are actually removable. So let's say if you want to do any kind of customization, or for some reason if you were able to obtain a smaller Dragon Shield to put on your Mighty Morphin figures, you can actually, how do you say, you can actually just customize to make your own Pink Ranger with the Dragon Shield. But I really do feel like Hasbro would be, or Hasbro themselves would actually make their own Mighty Morphin Pink Dragon Shield. So actually do hold off on that. Yeah, just hold off on that thought itself. So yeah, so that one is the particular thing over here, and then we can then look at the particular, and then we can look at the forearm. Now the forearm here itself, or the glove, is actually articulated, so you can have an extra articulation with regards to the glove area of the figure, which is also nice. I guess this is so that, or that is because that the wrist cuffs, yeah, the particular cuffs of the Chun-Li Ranger is actually kind of molded on into the arm. But I guess if we were to take some kind of closer look to it, maybe it's not, or maybe it's just glued on itself. So if you want to remove it, it might be a little bit harder for you to remove that in general. Let's see what else can we do over here. Let's say if I want, hmm, something that I do foresee is that you might actually have a tough time trying to remove the arms because you don't really have anywhere, or you don't have, how do you say, you don't have any leverage if you want to pull it out because the spiky bracelet is actually in the way. Yeah, the spiky bracelets are actually in the way, so that is a little bit of a pain if in the event I want to remove it. I guess the best thing that I can do is I have to remove it um separately. Or maybe even off screen because I don't want to accidentally break the figure, or I don't want to break the arms of the figure in general. Yeah. Hey, Aditya, welcome to the stream. Hey, Aditya, so do I have any Psycho Rangers or do I have Psycho Green? Yes, I actually do. If you were to just check out my channel, all the five teams, sorry, all the five members of the Psycho Rangers, yep, they are on the channel itself. That's actually my first figure review video. So, please do check that out. And then for the Psycho Green, yes, I also have a video on Psycho Green as well. So you can also check that out. So that basically tells you that yes, I do have the Lightning Collection Cycle Green. So I hope you enjoy those two. I hope you enjoy those two particular videos. Do feel free to leave a comment there so that I know that you actually have found those videos as well. Okay, so up next we have the particular belt area. Now the belt area, when am I going to unbox Zen with the bike? It's not really Zen. No, you mean Zane, right? Zane with the bike. Yes, okay. So Zane with the bike, I'll probably do it like either next week since I already have him. Yeah, I'll probably do it next week, probably on a Friday night in Asia or a Saturday morning in Asia, just depending on my timing or my particular schedule. So that excuse me. So yeah, that is when I'll be conducting that particular live streaming itself. Up next, you also have the belt or the waist area of the Chun Ranger. If we take a look at it closely, you can see that it's almost as if she's wearing a heavyweight championship belt. But I think due to budget reasons or budgeting concerns, her morpher is not actually gold, but her morpher is actually like a bronze type of color. So yeah, I'm not sure if I really actually do like this particular color. I mean, it's a cool, unique color on the morpher itself, but it is bronze. So does this mean that Chun-Li is always going to be third place? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows then? Maybe it's meant to be silver, just like the rest of the Street Fighter Rangers. But if you take a closer look at the power coin area, you can actually see what the power coin does look like. I guess from in this point of view, if you have not seen the power coin of the Blazing Phoenix Ranger, you might actually think that this is a yin yang type of symbol, but it's actually not. I'll be able to show you what the power coin actually looks like if we take a look at the accessories. Um, if we take a look at the accessories plastic that it comes with. But the paint job is good on the Morpho. Yeah, I mean, it is quite good. I think it's just a little bit wrong. Yeah, it's just a little bit wrong, so I'm not too sure. I haven't played the game in a while. I don't even have a Chun-Li Ranger to zoom in to see what it actually looks like. This one is the back of the area itself, and whoa, and just by looking at it, we actually are able to get a glimpse of how Chun-Li Ranger actually has some back. Okay, so I guess since we're here at the back, let's take a look at the back skirts. The back skirts of the chi pao, yep, of the chi pao of the outfit itself. So nice gold accents on the main patterns of the particular figure. Again, there are some, paint splotches in certain areas, but I don't think that really bothers me as much as that. Excuse me about that. I don't think it actually bothers me as much. Since we are not actually getting any kind of like figure arts figure. I mean, this figure really is expensive, but don't get me wrong, it's not really a super high quality type. These figures are meant to be sturdy, like if children were to have it or toddlers were to have it, if they were to smack the figure anywhere else, the figure would still actually survive. Sorry about that. Okay, so and then here would be the front skirts the front skirts of the particular outfit or of the ranger suit itself. Again, same thing, same issue over here. We do get some paint a little bit dried up, a little bit scuffed up, but it's still a nice gold paint nonetheless. So that is really much appreciated, and that is very much good. Up next, we get are able to see the whole sides, the sides of the feet itself. So the sides of the feet, it's just painted in, excuse me, it's actually just in like, white plastic with some yellow lines or like little bit lightish gold kind of lines. So yeah, that one is what it actually looks like over here. Let's see. Yep. I guess the only downside is that if you were to pose this figure, the lines won't really be aligned with each other. Now that we're actually here, you can see that she does have the drop down hips just to help out with some further articulation. As I mentioned before, drop down hips really do help a lot with articulation. You actually can get a figure to kick really quite high up as compared to a figure that doesn't have a drop down hip. But of course, the only downside of it is that if the drop down hips are like if there are no friction in between those drop down hips, then yes, you would actually have some wobbly feet everywhere on the particular figure. Like, I mean, here is okay because my ab area of the figure is actually quite loose. So like if you see me shaking it, the abs or the upper torso is actually making it quite loose over here as well. I'm terribly sorry. I seem to have a type of frog in my throat. Let me just mute myself for a bit to clear it up. I think I made it worse. Okay, so that is one thing to take note of. If we were to look under her skirt, it's just a plain white plastic type of feet or type of legs of the particular figure over here. That's the front. And then over here, this one is the back. Ooh la la. So yeah, so this is the back of the figure. They really do, or they really did their best to try and capture all the muscle mass of the particular Chun-Li Ranger. And I think when they were molding this particular figure, they actually molded in such a way that they are looking forward to, or that they are as if the Rangers are wearing their morph suits instead of it being a skin color. So unlike the Cami Ranger that we've seen before last week or 2 weeks ago, I mentioned how that if you actually want to paint these figures to make it look like they are like civilian figures, that you can actually paint the skin into something else entirely. So yeah, so that is one thing to take note of. But I guess in this particular scenario, they did take into account the cloth or the yeah, like just from over here, they actually did take into account how they added some creases here. So if they add some creases here, that basically means that the character is wearing some kind of fabric. So yeah, so I don't think you can do that particular idea. You can try. I mean, no one's stopping you. You can try. It's just that it just won't look as good as compared to Cammy's one. Up next, we also do have some more bronze color over here at the bottom of at the boot area. The boot cuff over here, it's entirely in bronze with some gold accents covering it on top. Oops, let me get this to focus a bit. Yep, so these are the gold accents covering on top of the bronze area of the boot. There is a little bit of a scuff mark over here, so that is a little bit of a downside also. It's a little delicate. It's a little delicate at the waist area, so you have to handle it with care. Yes, exactly. You have to handle all of your drop-down hips, Lightning Collection figure, at the waist area, since it really is quite delicate. Okay, so other than the boot cuffs, we can also see that there are patterns for her boots itself. It's unpainted patterns, or like you can see the molding of the boots. They're all actually unpainted and lightly bit molded, if I can say that. Yeah, just a little bit lightly. You can barely even see it, but you can actually, either you can panel it, or if you were to search online to see what it actually looks like or how is actually supposed to be painted, whether is it supposed to be entirely in blue, whether if the boots are supposed to be entirely in blue, or maybe maybe she's supposed to get some kind of like white shoelace or something like that. So yeah, that is one of the things. Yeah, so that is one of the customization that you can actually do just to make this particular figure pop. But yeah, that one is with regards to the particular legs. I will try to post this figure later on, maybe a little bit off screen or once the stream ends. But yeah, that is our Chun-Li Ranger. Hey, we're not actually too bad on time. Let's just check out the accessories now, shall we? So this one is the main bag of the accessories. As you can see over here itself, you have all of the patterns of all of the Street Fighter Rangers and their power coins. So in case you didn't know, this right here is the Chun-Li power coin. So that's what I mean by it might look like a yin and yang, because like the tail part of the Blazing Phoenix is like one corner while the head is on the other, albeit it's a bit, like half of the power coin itself. And then over here, we actually do get a look of what Chun-Li does look like. Yeah, I guess adding the dragon shield was actually, or the phoenix shield was actually a good choice, since her outfit does kind of shape a particular area in which it's considered not safe for work. So yeah, so let's take a look at the accessories, shall we? So over here, we do have three particular effect pieces and a stand. The first effect piece would be her Kikoken, right? Kikoken, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So this is like her version of the Hadoken or her Chi Blast effect piece. So over here, you can see that there is a particular hole right in there. So if you get your stand, you would be able to put you will be able to put this particular blue Ki Blast on that stand, and just so you can have it move anywhere else. So it is a new mold, so that is quite a nice thing to take a look at. Yep, so here's the Kikoken. Let's see. Uh, let's see what else can we get out from here. It's a little bit hard to remove it, not gonna lie. Okay, I know what I have here now. I have the 100 kicks. I think that's the particular translation of this kicking technique. So this is where you get to see Chun-Li use her multiple kicking feats or her quick, fast kicking abilities. Uh, if I remember correctly, it actually just sounds like Hyaku Retsu Kyaku or something like that. Yeah, it just sounds like that, but speed it up in a fiery way. The only difference is that the only issue here is that I don't see any kind of molding in here or in this hole to actually fit her legs, or like to make sure that it's keeping this effect piece in place. But luckily for us, we actually still do get a peg hole over here. So you don't necessarily need to fit this on her leg. You just need to put her leg in here. You just need to put her leg in here in this hole right here just to rest it up. And once you have it propped up on the particular display stand, you can basically have Chun-Li Ranger kicking multiple times. Still awesome, very nice effect piece, nonetheless. And last but not least, Hyaku Haya Hayaka Suretsu. Hayaka Suretsu. Is it Hayaku? Really? I don't recall it sounding like that. Hayaka Hayaka Suretsu. Yeah, Hayaka Suretsu. I guess I'll just have to fact check that a little bit more. The other stuff, I just need to let the things come out for a bit. So here is the bottom of the stand, right? And then let's see, where is the stick of the stand over here. A little bit of Ashmere ASMR for you. So here is the main stick of the stand itself. All you simply need to do is to line up the big peg ball and the peg hole, and then push them in right over here. So that is one. Other than that, like how I explained earlier, just put this particular ball inside of this particular hole, and then once you do, yep. So you can basically animate this. Let me just put Chun-Li aside so that way we can just focus on the fireball or the Ki Blast ball over here itself. So yeah, if you were to put it on the stick, and then you have the ability to animate it or shoot the particular fireball. Other than that, let's just remove this, and then let's take the multiple kicks. Oops, let me just push this in properly. Okay, oops, oh, I don't think it's going in that well. Okay, there we go. So this is how you'll be able to, you know, put it on a stand, have it like do some multiple kicks, and then if you can, and then with the new double jointed hips or the new drop down hips, you can just put it in such a way where, she is doing her multiple kicks. And of course, you actually can just, yeah, look at that. This is the power of double jointed hips. If there wasn't any other double jointed hips, or if the double jointed hips weren't actually here, then you will be having some kind of trouble. You see, that is the pro of having double jointed hips. You have much more range of articulation. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do some kind of like uh, picture shot taking just so I can boost my Instagram views, just so I can boost my Instagram followers. Yeah, so here is your 100 kicking, your 100 kicks, your multiple kicks. And last but not least, we do have, just like every other Street Fighter character, their spirit bird. You have their spirit bird attack. So this one is the blue Pheonix, right? The blazing phoenix that is quite blue. It's meant to, be in this particular type of shape or position. It really does look like a blue dragon, like a blue water dragon kind of thing, just by having it on my hand. So yeah, this one is the blue phoenix over here. And if you want to know where you can put the hole in it, or where you can put the stand in it, there is a hole right next to the body over here. So if we were to just adjust it, place it on the particular stick. Oops, let me just put this on properly. Okay, so there is the stick. And then if you were to, have the Chun Ranger to shoot her Phoenix Blast, then this is what the Phoenix Blast would be flying through to look like. It just flies through one area to another, which is actually quite nice though. I actually, technically I pretty much prefer to have it like this to fly out, you know, if it's just facing this way and then it flies out. But I guess if anyone were to, try to, uh, let's meet in, see ya, man, see ya. See ya, Aditya. Thanks for joining on the stream, yeah? Okay, yep. So I guess it's more like if anyone were to do any kind of 2D animation, or anyone wants to do any kind of animation with these particular Lightning Collection figures, it's much better to show them the full size of the effect piece itself, which is what Bruno and Mia from MMPR Toys actually did. So that is quite awesome. Mia did an amazing work with her animation itself. So that one would be it for the effect pieces, and then I'll just show you her other accessories over here, which is just two open palm hands or two key blast hands, because Chun-Li has a different way of using her key blast hands in general. So yeah, this is what the key blast hands would basically look like. It's nice, it's smooth. If we were to just you know, adjust this a little bit differently, then if you were to attach it to the arm, and then if you were to attach it to the arms, you would then be able to, blast it outwards. Oops, you would be able to blast it outwards like this. So yeah, that is quite good. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I think trying to remove the arms from the Chun-Li Ranger would be a little bit of a pain or a hassle, just because of these bracelet items over here. So that is just the main downside. Yeah, that is definitely a downside indeed. Let me double check on time to see what do we have over here. We have been streaming for 39 minutes. I guess we do have a little bit more time to chill on the stream for another 5 minutes, because it is a Saturday. Everyone else, it is a Saturday for for me in Malaysia, and for everyone else it's a Friday night. So I don't want to take up most of your time on Friday night. What I do have here is uh, the Ryu Ranger right over here from the Legacy Wars video game, and also from Hasbro. We got his brother from another mother. That would be the Ken Ranger. Yeah, the Ken Ranger with the Red Ranger helmet. I also do have Cammy, the Green Ranger over here. Yep, and I think let me just try to see if I can pose. How can I pose her if I don't have, or if I am having a hard time trying to pull out her particular hand off the body? Yeah, that is gonna be a while. Let me just try to see if I can do something about this. It's really difficult to try and do it off stream too, but let's see if I can think of a type of pose that I can get her in. Yeah, it is this. I have a particular pose in mind. Hmm. So yeah, so let me know, any one of you else in the chat, feel free to let me know what you think about these Street Fighter character figures. I am just glad that we're not technically in a way, I'm just glad that we're not getting any more. Because that's because these figures are insanely pricey. Like you have no idea, even more pricier than your regular how do you say, yeah, even more pricier than your regular lightning collection figure. And plus we are in a recession right now, so it's not really wise for if if you don't really have additional money to spend, it's not really wise for you to spend it on these particular figures here, since they're not really a part of the main priority or not really a part of the main line. And that one is the main downside to this. Yeah, this drop down hip is a little bit different. Okay, so here we go. We have all of them right here, right now, posing in front of us very beautifully. So, of course, as I mentioned before, these guys were from the Legacy Wars sets, from the Legacy Wars video game, and then these two over here are like suspectedly originally created by Hasbro in order for them to sell even more, even more action figures. Because these are using the same body molds, it's just the different accessories over here. These two, I guess they more or less would be the same female molds. Yeah, more or less they are the same female body molds itself, except for the gloves of Cammy. The gloves of Cammy are considered quite new. These are using the Ranger gloves, and I guess we are having the new, armband cuffs of Chun-Li herself. I guess since this is Chun-Li's live stream video, maybe perhaps we can try to pose her in such a way where she would be somewhere else. Maybe I can just let the girls to stand in the middle, so that way we can have a nice, powerful shot of girl power right over here. Just let's get these two centered in a little bit more. So this one would be for the main thumbnail. Yeah, so that one would be for the main thumbnail. I'll just stand by a little bit more just so that I can take nice cool shots or nice cool pictures of these guys once we are done with the particular stream. So yeah, that's basically it for the Street Fighter gang. Yeah, that is it for the Street Fighter gang, and I really am glad that Hasbro decided to make use of this particular IP itself. And before any kind of licensing or IP issue stuff gets canceled or overlap, if that basically quite makes sense. We do have 1 more minute left in the stream. I guess this one would be a good time for me to, plug in my other types of social media. So as I mentioned before, my Instagram page, that would be KIDM the man, same name as my particular YouTube channel. If you were to check me out on Twitter, also look for it at KIDM the man. Uh, I post videos regularly, mostly about the games, mostly about the video games. I want to try out different video games, but I just need to have to, sort out my schedule to actually do so. So that is one thing to take a look at as well. Do feel free to check out my latest figure review. That would be the Premium Bandai Figure Standard Kamen Rider Ryuga. So yeah, so that is the most latest figure review that you can basically check out itself. So yeah, I hope each and every one of you are having a wonderful weekend or the start of your wonderful weekend itself. Do stay safe out there. Drink plenty of water. It's because it's very hot in Malaysia. Yeah, you guys, you really gotta stay hydrated. So yeah, I guess this is it. This is KID on Demand. Thank you all for joining in on the stream. Thank you all for joining in after the fact, or after the fact if you're watching this once the stream ends. And I will see you all next time. Bye.